Hello, what's up, what's up? My name is Alicia and I am stoked to have you here. I'm gonna move you, it's gonna feel delicious, and I'll try and keep it like, little snack size. Okay, so we will start on our knees, and if you have a block, you can sit on your block just for a second, and I actually like the medium degree. You can just like put it between your ankles and sit down, and then take your hands to your bum and lift your cheeks so you sit higher on your sits bones. And you allow the lower lumbar to move into its natural curve just a little bit. Hands can rest to the top of the thighs, and before we find that full length through the front line, let's find the back. So take your hands and just like snuggle them to the inside edge of your inner thigh and curl your chin into your chest. Feel that fullness through the thoracic spine, into the scruff of the neck, shoulder blades broad and expansive. And then you can use your hands and almost like resist your thighs wide so that you feel a stretch through the shoulder blades and into the shoulders. So just experiencing what it feels like to have a full back. And then honoring that fullness, bring presence into the front, lengthen the belly, lift up the chin. And let's breathe just for a couple moments here. So connecting into a deep breath, taking the breath all the way down to the very base of the belly button, to the pelvic floor, the space below the belly button. So deep, deep breaths. Let them be nourishing. Each inhale we take is full and expansive. And each exhale, we soften the shoulders and we drop in a little deeper. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale fully. Let's have a beautiful practice. If you're on a block, just take the block and place it to the side. And we'll stay on the knees just for a second to warm up into the sides, into the belly. So with the top of the foot, you can press it down into the mat and gently drag the top of the foot back towards the knee so that you create this little bridge in the ankle. We want the hips to root back so that we create little pockets in the groins. And when the hips are moving back, the bum has an opportunity to engage, which is a good thing. Reach your arms ahead of your heart. Find that full expansive quality through the whole rib cage, all sides expanding wide. Slide your hips back and begin to glide your ribs side to side. And just working to peel or creep open into the side body lines. Soft shoulders, chin lifted, belly stays long. And these should feel like these really beautiful stretches, lengthening it into the side of the body in a natural and gentle way. Come back through center and press your arms ahead of your shoulders to sweep the hands, catch both sides of the skull. The elbows hug forward and narrow. Press your head into your hand, let your neck get long and open. Slide the hips back and wide. Hold your roots down low. Rise your heart up to the sky. So the hips slide back and wide. Rise the heart, lengthen the belly, rise up high. Take one more through the center line, hips back, big stretch, reach up. And then sit back, curl chin to chest, round through the upper back. Feel the fullness through the shoulder blades into the scruff of the neck. And then begin to glide your ribs side to side. And feeling that connection into the low side ribs, into the back of the heart. And just feeling that soft slide. Maybe it's a sticky slide. Just working into that presence and awareness on the back of the heart. And come back through center. Root your hips back and wide. Let the belly soften as you rise your heart back up to the sky. Take a big stretch. Reach up. One more through the center. And then release your arms forward. Cross your wrists ahead of you and begin to explore space. So just sort of finding a little glide of the ribs side to side. Think about puffing the ribs wide as you reach in the opposite direction. You can take these stretches with the arms a little higher, lengthening into the belly, lengthening into the sides. You can draw some circles, curling chin in, wrapping side to side. I offer that you just explore what is coming in here, what's feeling good, even allowing the eyes to shut and just feel where your body wants to move and where it feels good. Invite your breath to journey with you and let it allow you to tap into more present awareness and feeling. And take one more moment if you need to even anything out. And then release your arms. Take them forward. Make your way into all fours, hands and knees. And here we want there to be this opportunity for space in the belly. So the wrists can land ahead of the shoulders and the knees underneath of the hips, and let's drag the hips back and wide. Top of the foot pressing down, gently dragging back towards the knee. Same thing as before. Yeah, and then with the shoulder blades, sometimes there's a tendency to collapse and bring the shoulder blades together, so there's melting of the heart down. And instead, let's press the mat away and really find that full expansion through the shoulder blades. Slide the hips back and wide and begin to glide into the side body. So again, that same just gentle opening into the rib space. And I focus on the ribs a lot because in this rib space lives our heart and also our lungs. And these are two very important things in our world. Our capacity to live and breathe in good amounts of air and our capacity to feel and love. So we expand this space and we creep it open and we keep it moving. Hey, let's expand this movement. So as we glide into one side, drop your chin through your chest and round through the back. And gliding all the way over to the other side, slide wide and rotate the other way. Rolling through the center, press down the mat and really feel that full expansion through the back of the heart, chin to chest, shoulder blades wrapping down. And take one more here. And find a neutral spine. So pressing the mat away, wrists are ahead of the shoulders, elbows externally rotate wide so that the elbow eyes face inwards towards each other. Then the hips pull back, there's this lengthening in the belly. We'll tuck the toes, lift the knees, rise all the way up into hands and feet. Take your feet as wide as your hips or as wide as the mat and bend deeply into the knees. The belly moves towards the thighs. Slide your butt way up high to feel this lengthening and toning in the back line of the leg. connect your paws, the toe pads and mounds, by pressing down and out to the side and a little bit back so that you start to connect into your butt. Now bring presence into the heart. Heart slides forward just a little bit and push the ground away. So we really find that full radiance through the back of the heart. The whole rib cage is expanding wide. Begin to pulse forward and back. Hips slide back and wide, and then resist your paws back as you pull your heart forward. Crown of the head is reaching. Hips slide back wide and high. Paws press down and out to the side. Stretch forward, lengthen the belly. Take one more, hips slide back and wide. Keep the butt way up high, and then pull the heart forward, almost like you're coming into a plank. Press the ground away, really hold that space in the back heart. Yeah, nice deep bend into the knees. A little shift of your hips side to side. Create this weaving and winding in through the belly. Beginning to just sort of work into the sides, work into the belly lines. And release your knees back down to the mat. Untuck the toes, press the top of the foot down, gently drag back. Slide your hips back and wide, curl forward, chin to chest, rounding through the upper back. So find your undulations like a wave, hips slide back, belly gets so long and toned. And then ripple forward, curling in, shoulder blades wrap, press down the mat. Hips slide back wide and keep them rising. And then ripple it forward, curling in. Little articulation of each vertebrae. One more time, hips slide back and wide. Feel the length. And then curl it forward. Okay, slide your hips back. Lift your hands up and give yourself a big hug. Wrap your arms around to catch shoulders. Slide the bum back and just begin to glide your ribs side to side. Little hug style. Rounding through the back. Explore. You can shut your eyes here again. And just sort of feeling what's available. Where can you move? Where can you take your breath and feel more? Moving with this beautiful awareness and sensitivity in like a love hug to self. All right. Release your arms back down to the mat. Press down the ground, broaden into the back. Slide the hips back and wide. Tuck your toes, lift all the way back up into hands and feet. All right. Feet as wide as your hips or as wide as the mat. Nice deep bend into the knees, hips root high and wide. Heart slides forward, press the ground away, broaden through the back. Externally rotate your right hand just a little bit, toes and knees twist to the left. Bend the knees forward, slide the hips back and wide, rise like a rainbow into the left side. Bending and extending, hips root wide, soften the belly as you rise into the ribs. Yeah, creating this rainbow shape with your body. Lift the chin, open the throat, and experience a big, beautiful stretch all along the side of the body. Bend, slide hips back wide towards the right side. Rise one last time, big stretch. And then come back through center. Bend the knees, heart pulls forward. Bend the knees, hips high, wide. Resist the pause down and back as you stretch the heart forward. Deep bend into the knees, stay here. Externally rotate the left hand just a little bit. Toes and knees twist to the right. Knees forward, hips slide wide. Rise, lengthen into the right side. Bending and extending here, hips pull back. Let the belly soften as you rise like a rainbow into the right ribs. Chin is lifted, throat is open. Hips root back wide towards the left side. Belly softens to the right. Rising, lifting, arcing up and over. Take one more pulse. And come back through center. Press down the mat, hips rooting high and wide. Step wide, step wide. Deep bends into the knees. Slide the hips back, fingertips underneath of the shoulders. So strong bends, pause, connected, pressing down and out to the side. Root your hips back and wide. And then we'll reach the arms forward, lift your heart up, little sway. Glide your ribs side to side, find softness. Okay, come back through center. Press your arms forward. Sweep the hands to catch both sides of the skull. Elbows hug forward and narrow. This holds the spaciousness on the back of the heart. Shoulder blades broad and open. Head presses back into the hand. Let your neck get long and open. Bend your knees forward. Let your hips slide back and wide. Rise through the center. Lift your heart to the sky. Knees bend forward. Hips slide back. Rise, lift, lengthen the heart to the sky, open the belly. One more time, knees forward, hips slide back and wide, rise up, lengthen the heart to the sky. Hey, release. Take your hands to the tops of the thighs. Root your hips back and wide, and take a couple of shoulder dips. And keeping gentle bends in the elbows. Root your hips back and wide. Pause, connected, maybe even the heels hovering, pressing down and out to the side. Okay, come back through center. Hover the heels, shift both feet to face the left. Bend your knees, root your hips back and wide. Left forearm connects to the top of your left thigh. So you want to think about taking the butt back and wide behind you. And then big stretch, reach your right arm long towards the left. Hips slide back and wide, stretch, reach long. A little bend into the knees, drag the right paw down and back like the energy like you're taking off for a race. And then big stretch. You can take your your right fist to the crown of the head. Root the hips back and take a big stretch. Peel the belly long and open. Take one more. Root hips back wide. Let the belly lengthen as you press, reach to open. Meow, meow. And then release your arms wide in the direction of the left side. And take a little spring into cross ankle. Right ankle connects to the top of your left thigh. Bring your fists together and then to the crown of the head. The elbows hug narrow. Lift your chin and open your throat. Option one stays here, holding a gentle bend in the standing leg and a lifted torso, chin rising or the head rising up into the pressure of the hands. Second stop, root and rise, pulse, slide your bum back and wide, and then rise up, lengthen the belly, heart to sky. Hips root back and wide, hold the torso lifting high, and then rise up into the pressure of your hands. One more, hips sit back, sit deep, like you're gonna sit into a chair, and then rise it up, lengthen up into the pressure of your hands. Yes, release your arms wide. I'm gonna sweep this, the right foot back to the right side. Take a sway, wash it out. Cool. Hands to the tops of the thighs. Slide your hips back and wide. Hovered heels will shift both feet to face the left side. The right side, sorry, lefts and rights. Go right. Deep bends into the knees. Slide your hips back and wide. What is your right forearm connects to the top of your right thigh. Root the hips back. Use your left paw, dig down, drag back, and reach the left arm long towards the right. So the hips root back into your stretch, lengthen along the left side body. Think about finding that lifted integrity underneath the right ribs. Slide the hips wide, take a big stretch, reach to open. Connect your left fist to the crown of your head, the elbow hugs narrow. Root the hips back and wide, let the belly lengthen as you press, reach to stretch open. Take one more. Yayo. Lift your heart high, arms press wide towards the right side. Take a little spring, cross ankle, left ankle to the top of your right thigh. Connect your fists ahead of your heart and then bring them to the crown of your head. Lift your chin and rise upwards into the pressure of your hands. First stop stays here with a gentle bend in the knee. Second stop finds a root and rise pulse. Knee bends forward, hips glide back and wide. Rise, lengthen the heart to the sky. Open it up. Hips sit back, sit deep. Rise it up, lengthen the space between the ribs and the hips. One more stretch, knees forward, hips back. And then lift it up, lengthen all the way up. Release your arms back wide. Take the left foot, step it back wide towards the left side. A little sway, feels nice, wash it out. Meow, meow, meow. Hey, take a little forward fold here. So bend into the knees, root your hips back. Option to take your hands, if you have a block, you can take your hands to a block. You can take your hands or your, what is called your forearms to a block. You can even, if you have space, come way down. We want to keep a gentle bend into the knees and keep your butt rooting high and wide. Even connect into your bum by pressing the paw down and out to the side. I have a hover heel here. And if you are happy with it, you can interlace your hands behind the back and move into a shoulder stretch. And 2 more breaths here. Okay. Release your arms and take the hands back down to the mat. Step back, hands and feet. A couple of pulses here, hips root high and wide, reach the heart forward. Hips slide back wide and high, heart pulls forward. Okay, lower the knees down to the mat, hold the fullness of your heart, pushing down the ground as you lower the knees down. Untuck the toes, press the top of the foot down into the mat, gently drag back. Begin to pulse forward and back. And so the hips slide wide and the heart pulls forward. A little spring here, holding the alignment of the spine as you shift forward and back. Next time you slide your hips back, we'll hold them back here. Peel your left knee open to the side and place your paw to the mat. Kickstand the right foot out just a little bit. Hips root back and wide towards the heel and then peel open, rise into the left side. Hips slide back and wide. Rise, lift, lengthen into the left side. Hips root back, let the belly soften as you rise, chin lifted, throat open. And take your left hand, connect underneath of the right ribs like a little half hug. Slide your hips back and wide and then rotate the ribs up just a little bit. Hips root back, little spiral twist. One more time, hips slide back and wide. Rib revolution, rise your heart. And take a big stretch, reach your left arm forward and long lengthen. Hips glide back and wide, big stretch, reach to open. Last one, stretch. And then release your hand back down, lower your knee. And take some undulations of your spine, slide wide and ripple forward. Hips root back wide, lengthen into your full heart, rounding through the back. Feel the shoulder blades wrap. Take one more, hips slide back wide. And curl it forward. Hey, find a neutral spine. Pressing the ground away, holding that fullness through the back of the heart. Hips slide wide and the heart springs forward. Slide your hips way back, hold them back here. Peel your right knee open to the side, place your paw to the mat. Kickstand the left foot out just a little bit. Slide the bum back towards the heel and then peel open, rise into the right side body. Hips glide back and wide, soft belly, rise into the ribs. Little pulses here, hips slide wide, rising like a little rainbow into the right side ribs, hips back, soft belly, rise the ribs. And take your right hand to your left ribs, little half hug. Slide your hips back and wide. Rotate the ribs up, gentle twist. Just a little, hip slide back, hold the roots. Isolate the ribs into a twist. Hips root back and wide. And little spiral, heart to sky. Take a big stretch, reach your right arm forward and long, lengthen. Hips slide wide, big stretch, reach open. Take one more pulse. And then come back through center. Take some barrel rolls, big circular motions of the rib cage. And switch your roll, go the opposite direction. And finding that fullness as you creep through the back. Hey, strong press of the mat away, broaden through the back. And tuck your toes, lift your knees, rise all the way up. Hands and feet, walk the feet as wide as your hips or as wide as your mat. Bend into the knees and then just take a couple little petals of the heels here. Holding the fullness of the heart, all sides of the rib cage expanding wide. Chin is lifted, crown of the head is reaching forward and long. Okay, externally rotate right hand, toes and knees twist left. Last couple little bends and extends here, hips root wide, big stretch, reach and rise, lengthen into the side. Deep bend into the knees, lower your right hip down to the mat. Extend your right arm long to the top left corner of the mat. Let your left knee fall ahead of the right. Reach your arms ahead of your heart and then spiral open just a little bit. Right hand can connect to the outside edge of the left thigh and your left fingertips can land above your head, elbow towards the sky. So finding a little twisted, twisted thing here. Chin is lifted, throat is open. Couple of deep breaths here. Re-extend your right arm back long to the top of the mat. Roll back onto your side, left hand plants in front of the heart. And you're just going to use that hand, press yourself up, hands forward, tuck the left toes, twist back up, hands and feet. And take a couple of big pulses here, dynamic pulses, just sort of getting juicy. Anything else you need to work out, little shifts of the hips, pulsing forward and back, hips root high and wide, belly stays long, a little weaving and winding. Okay, externally rotate the left hand, toes and knees twist to the right, hips root back and wide, rise into the right side. Chin is lifted, whole central channel is long. From the pelvic floor through to the crown of the head, we open and we tone. Last little pulse here. And bend into the knees, deep bend to lower the left hip down to the mat. Extend your left arm long to the top right corner of the mat. Let your right knee fall ahead of the left. Press your arms ahead of your heart just so you can spiral heart open just a little bit. The left hand can catch the outside edge of your right thigh, and your right fingertips can land just above the head, elbow towards the sky. Little twisty bind here to stay for a couple of breaths. Roll all the way onto your back. Shift to the center of your mat. Connect your hands to your knees, cup them, and let the knees pull heavy away from you. So the arms pull long and the shoulder blades get broad. Little rock side to side. Take your knees into the air. Reach your arms high into the sky. Knees halfway to the right, arms halfway to the left, and stretch long like you're reaching for opposite corners of the room, reaching to lengthen into the belly. And then bring it back in, knees to the left, arms to the right, and kick long like you're stretching, reaching for opposite corners of the room. Belly gets so long and toned. And then bring it back center, knees to the right, arms to the left, big stretch, reach. You'll feel this like elastic band stretch in the belly, kind of like this floating tensegrity of the body. Bring it back in, knees to the left, arms to the right, big stretch, reach to open. Back through center, catch your knees, little shift, rock side to side. And place your left foot down to the mat, interlace your hands behind your right thigh. Let your thigh pull heavy away from you so the arms pull long and the shoulder blades get broad. From this space, you can extend your heel up towards the sky, little pulse kicks. Sometimes I feel a little bit of a jackhammer here when the lower lumbar is lifted into its natural spine alignment, the natural curvature, lifting upwards just a little bit. When you hold that alignment, it's like less is more. And the heel can lift up and you have the sensation of rooting the femur down as you lift the heel high to the sky. Okay. Cross your ankle to the top of your left thigh and let an easy twist, legs land towards the right. Take your fingertips, land them above the head, elbows towards the sky. Right hand can connect to the outside edge of the left elbow. Resist your elbow, broaden into the back. And then release and come back up through center. Both hands into fingertips above the head, chin up bar, elbows to the sky. Wash your knees side to side. Hey, find some stillness. Interlace your hands behind the left thigh. Let your thigh pull heavy away from you so the arms pull long, the shoulder blades get broad, and lift up the chin. Little heel like lifting towards the sky. Could even connect into gentle pulses here. Just trying to find that engaged stretching, tone and tensegrity of the back line of the leg. Okay, release your ankle to cross to the top of the right thigh, and legs fall, easy twist to the left side. Fingertips land above your head, elbows to the sky, and the left hand can catch the outside edge of the right elbow. Right elbow can resist wide to broaden the space between the back of the heart, the shoulder blades. Move back through center, uncross your legs. Option to land in a butterfly, connect your feet and let the knees move wide. Sometimes butterflies are happy to have support underneath of the knees. If that is your case, then please make that happen. Second option, happy baby, taking the hands to the feet, and I like to always move in this little ninja chop rock. So up to you, you could just chill, maybe even pulsing extension, or a little rocking side to side as you extend the legs. Whatever you need here, last moment before we land in a moment of rest. Okay, extend your legs long and take your hands to your bum and spread your cheeks. Arms to the shoulders, big hug style. Lift up the shoulders, spread them, and then set them back down, widen. Arms out to the side, palms can face up or down, you decide. Press the back of your head into the mat to lift up your chin. Find this open channel. Eyes can shut and go inside once again, deep breathing. Bringing the breath all the way down to the base of the pelvis. Deep rooted breathing. Connecting the inhale with the exhale like a looped up flow. And rest in the vibration of yourself. And call in all the gratitude, all the love, and then always come back to that heart space, expanding ribs, expanding heart. Please stay for as long as you have. Rest is what we've worked for, and the body loves to integrate and assimilate. It needs it. Thank you for practicing. Come and find me on dailyritual.live. Move with me in live time. It's a lot better. It's way better. And but this is fine too. And I would love to move with you and breathe with you. And just go deep. Beautiful blessings. Have the best day. Namaste. Peace, peace, peace.